Hi guys, this is Maggie from Magnificent Tarot. I am back with another soulmate reading. Today the soulmate reading is for the sign of Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mercury, Jupiter, North Node. Okay, anybody with Libra placements in their birth chart, this reading is for you. I've already pre-shuffled and cut the deck. I pulled out 9 cards. First 3 cards, it represents the past energies. The middle 3 cards represent the present energies, and the last 3 cards represent the future energies here. The bottom of the deck, I had the 8 of Pentacles in the reverse position. And it's going to be our overall energy today. I'm just lighting up some sage here. Okay, so let's start the reading. The first card I have in the past position is the Knight of Wands in the upright. The second card is Temperance in the upright, and then we have the Empress in the reverse position. What I see so far is that there was some type of a karmic relationship here with the Temperance card in the center there. And I find it interesting that the Temperance card is between a Knight of Wands and the Empress, indicating your love interest and possibly the energy of you, Libra, because in the Empress card is your card. It represents Libra. And it seems like there was somebody that you reconciled with the Temperance card in the past. And this particular person was someone you dated before. It looks like there was supposed to be some type of a karmic balancing. This person that you dealt with in the past was in and out of your life, didn't want to be in a commitment, and it appears to me that there were some hasty decisions made here due to me seeing this card here. It's an action card. There looks like there was a hasty decision made here, causing you to embody the Empress energy in the reverse position. This Empress energy here is someone that's bitter, someone that maybe has a bad temper. It also shows me that there was a lack of emotional satisfaction. Maybe there was an issue with expressing yourself, because this card here, the Knight of Wands, represents self-expression. Here, very energetic energy. You being in the reverse, Librans, maybe there was an issue with you expressing your true feelings. And this could be related to the overall energy here with the 8 of Pentacles, which represents hard work. In the reverse position, I want to say that the 8 of Pentacles is making me feel like there was a lot of caution as it relates to how you approach your relationships, your intimate relationships with people. There was caution here, and it caused a sense of, for me, I feel like you didn't apply yourself as much in relationships due to this past energy of feeling hurt, feeling bitter, not being emotionally satisfied in your relationships here.
If you're a YouTuber, you're probably using this.
Sorry. So it feels like also with this energy, it caused a lot of emotional imbalance here. Knight of Wands is Sagittarius, and then also with the Temperance card, that's also Sagittarius, also Scorpio and Taurus. So I feel like here, moving into the present situation, the Death card shows up in the reverse position because there was some stagnation, and the Empress card also denotes a little bit of stagnation, unable to move forward. And I kind of feel like that is due to the past. that is due to being focusing on the past here, because here we have the Knight of Wands, and as you can see, he's facing in the opposite direction. He's facing towards the past. He's not looking at this Empress here. It kind of makes me feel like either you Librans or the cross watcher was focusing more on the past, or not able to let go of the past here. It also indicates that this was a past lover here next to the Empress, and there was a reconciliation. The Death card here is in the reverse next to the Wheel of Fortune in the upright, and there's the Hierophant in our upright in the present position. Moving into the present situation, there's a little bit of stagnation here with the Death card in the reverse position. This denotes indecision. This denotes insecurities and a lot of fear of moving forward. That does support the Empress card in the reverse position, showing me that due to past situations, due to being bitter about how your past relationships went, it caused stagnation. It caused you to be stuck in the past and unable to move forward in romantic relationships, and caused you to be overly cautious, which also prevented you from fully applying yourself to your relationships. Now, because this is hard work and this is a card of money, it kind of makes me feel like you were focusing more on work. Maybe your partner, Librans, was focusing more on work and money. Or maybe because it's in the reverse, there was an anxiety and there was a worry about money. And that kind of also put a rift in the relationship too. That caused an imbalance here with the Temperance card. Or you just didn't apply yourself because you were overly cautious due to not letting go of the past energies, the negative energies here with the Death card. This Queen, I'm sorry, not Queen, but this Empress in reverse embodies more of a negative energy. So that could be a reason why the Death card here is showing, presenting itself in the reverse position, presenting itself as stagnation here, or having a lot of trust issues, bitterness here, trust issues here. And it's also showing me that not only were you there was stagnation and you were held back by fear, it's also showing me that it delayed your progress with moving forward. Now, it's interesting to me that the Wheel of Fortune is right beneath the Temperance card. These are two karma cards here. This represents karma. And interestingly enough, it being next to the Death card is showing me some type of cycle. You're reaching to a cycle where you're going to be letting go, but you're not there yet because the Death card is in a reverse position next to this Wheel of Fortune. So it's letting me know that you're about to end a cycle. It looks like with the Temperance card right on top of this Wheel of Fortune, it's making me feel like you were going around in circles. Like there was an energy of you feeling like you're going around in circles. This is the same pattern. Like you realize that there was a pattern with all your past relationships where there was no forward movement because the Knight of Wands is looking in the opposite direction, where you may have been feeling like you were making bad decisions, possibly hasty decisions, and that energy of stagnation here with the overall energy of not applying yourself, being overly cautious, is coming to an end, or you're about to come to an end here, because the Hierophant supports this. The Hierophant card is the male counterpart of the High Priestess, and me seeing the Hierophant next to the Wheel of Fortune, these two cards together in the upright speaks of a creative force or a powerful force. This is a very I don't want to say religious, but spiritual card here. And because it's the male counterpart of the High Priestess, it makes me think about Really trusting your intuition here with this Hierophant. It makes me think about taking a traditional approach to things here. It makes me think about having some type of conformity, maybe a routine or breaking a routine next to this Wheel of Fortune, which supports the breaking of a cycle. This card, this Hierophant, can be very unconventional. When it relates to relationships, I do kind of feel like there was some type of traditional approach, but because this Empress represents maybe marriage. So some of you guys were in a marriage, and this Hierophant is also a marriage card. And I kind of feel like her being in a reverse position is showing me that you guys gave too much in the relationship, causing an imbalance. And this is why Temperance showed up here. She showed up here because there's a karmic lesson, there's a karmic balancing, there's a cleansing that needs to happen, that needs to take place because of the fact that there was an imbalance, because you were giving too much. There was some unrequited love here. You were giving too much of yourself. You were being taken advantage of by this character is what I'm picking up. And that's why Temperance is in between both of you guys here. This person's taking advantage. This person's in and out. Doesn't want a commitment. You're committing yourself. You're giving too much of yourself, leaving you in a state of bitterness, making you feel overly cautious here with the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Now you're not applying yourself. There's an imbalance here with the Temperance card. It comes right on top of the Wheel of Fortune. There's a cycle. The cycle of stagnation, the cycle of being taken advantage of, or the cycle of repeating this, being in a loop, being stuck, going around in circles, dating the same type of people, is coming to an end here. The Hierophant supports this because the Hierophant is taking an unconventional approach now. Or it could mean that the universe intervened here with both these cards together. And it's forcing, not forcing, but maybe coming in here, showing you the lesson through these experiences, through this negative experience. So the ones that are in a marriage, it feels like y'all have been in a marriage for a long time and there's no progress, there's no balance because you're giving too much of yourself. You're bitter, you're not feeling emotionally satisfied here, causing stagnation, causing you to be able to move forward with your life. You don't know how to, you're indecisive, you don't know how to get out of the situation. But there's going to be a closing of that particular cycle. You're going to be trusting, you're paying attention to your intuition more. This can also mean here that maybe in the marriage, one of the partners, like I said, was worried. There was a lot of anxiety around money. This could be the cross watcher or the Libran. This shows me here maybe someone was going to school. Someone's maybe want to better themselves. But the Death card showing that there's a little procrastination, a little stagnation here. Hierophant is telling you here, break the cycle of stagnation and procrastination, indecisiveness, because it's hindering your process. The Wheel of Fortune here shows me that there's free will still here. You have control of the wheel, so you can move. You can decide if you want the wheel to move forward or backwards here. But it shows me here in the present position that you're choosing to move forward. Because the Hierophant is saying you need to make a choice about the path you want to choose. You're striving right now to make sense of the changes in your life. Or you're striving to make sense of how you're going to go about this change. You probably see, you could be seeking counsel here with the Hierophant. Maybe talking to someone older, someone wiser. Trying to seek counsel to see how you can move forward and how you can break the cycle of stagnation or being stuck in the past, being bitter. I'm in the future position here. We have Judgment in the reverse. We have the Star in the reverse. And we have the Seven of Wands in reverse. And again, Judgment is right underneath the Death card here. And for me, it being underneath the Death card just supports the fact that I was making about being indecisive, not really knowing which direction to take because you're stuck in the past here. It shows me that there was a lot of loneliness here. And you see how it's at the opposite corner of this Empress card. And I find that very interesting because she's bitter. She lacks emotional fulfillment. This card is saying there was a lot of loneliness. Also some self-pity, Librans. Some of you guys are pitying yourself. And I feel like because it's in the future position here in the reverse, it's saying don't pity yourself. Don't feel sorry for yourself. It's also saying that you need to acknowledge or you need to face reality. Because there were some hasty decisions here with the Knight of Wands. There's been indecisiveness. There's been delays here with the Death card in reverse, with the Empress in the reverse position. There's been an imbalance here with the Temperance. You feel regret. You want to leave a situation but don't know how with the Death card here, but now you have the will in the present. You have free will. And I also feel like the universe is intervening because this is a karmic lesson. And it's time for the cycle to end. You've been in this cycle for a long time. You've been going around in circles here. Dating people, repeating the same situations here. Being taken advantage of. Not having balance in your relationships here. Somebody's not putting in effort. Crosswatch, you're not putting in effort. There was a lack of effort. There was a lack of work. Someone wasn't applying themselves to the situation. This could have been you, Libra, here with the Empress card in reverse. That's your card. A lot of y'all was dealing with Sagittarius. I see Sagittarius. I see Scorpio. Scorpion energy here with the Hierophant and the Death card. I see Aries, Virgo with the Wheel of Fortune here. I mean, all signs really. I mean, Cancer. I don't see Pisces, but I do see Cancer. Aquarius, Gemini. I feel like with the Judgment in the reverse, there was a lot of negative feelings, and it being on the opposite side of the Empress card, that's being supported. It's saying, yeah, a lot of negative feelings, and that is part of what needs to be let go of. You're stuck in the past. You're stuck on those negative emotions because of what happened in the past, because of dealing with unrequited love, an imbalance in love in the relationships as it pertains to intimate relationships with people. That caused stagnation. Now the judgment call, a judgment card is saying that there needs to be a judgment call and there needs to be better judgments made. Because in the past, you were making bad judgments due to indecision here. And that's funny because it's right underneath the Death card. Indecision, indecisiveness. So now you need to confront reality and stop not admitting that the part you played, where you were wrong. Admitting to your mistakes. This is saying here in the future position, you need to start looking at that, confront reality. Then here next to it, the Star card reverse, Aquarius and Gemini. There will be some difficulties, yes, here, but it's underneath the will. So I feel like this is saying to you that you have free will to end the delay, because it's in the reverse, to end the postponements of your fulfillment, your emotional fulfillment. And it's saying that you need to learn from your past lessons. That's why it's coming into the reverse. To end this cycle here, because it's right beneath the Wheel of Fortune, you need to start learning the lessons here. Now these two cards are supporting each other here for me. Make a judgment call, make a decision, stop being indecisive, That's why it's in the reverse. And we need to flip this over here. We need to make a judgment call. You need to make a decision. You have control of this Wheel of Fortune here because it's in the upright. And in order to prevent the delays or stop the delays, you need to stop being stagnant. You need to let go of the self-doubt, the insecurities here with the Death and the Empress. You need to be more decisive on how you want to move forward. This is being supported by the Hierophant because now he's choosing a path. He's trusting in himself and his intuition. Whoever's embodying these energies could be the Cross Watcher or the Libran. And I feel like it's saying be optimistic too. Because you lost hope. Librans, it was in the reverse. You lost hope. You have to have hope. You have to have faith here. This is a card of strong faith. This person is very spiritual. He has strong faith. And I feel like you are embodying that because it's in the present position here. And right next to the Star card in the reverse, we have the Seven of Wands. And I feel like the Seven of Wands is speaking to a lack of determination, maybe a little bit of procrastination. Again, you're stuck, you're stagnant. And I feel like the Seven of Wands is saying, let go of the self-doubt, because this card represents self-doubt. It also represents not letting people take advantage of you anymore. And as you can see, it's in the opposite corner of this card here. And this is a character that was taken advantage. And then here you have this card in the future position saying you need to stop letting people take advantage of you. Because you letting people take advantage of you and those bad decisions you made put you in this cycle, this loop of going around in circles, dating the same type of men, being disappointed over and over. So this card here to me is speaking to the fact that you feel like your progress is being hindered, and it's being hindered by you because you're not letting go of the past. It feels like you're being challenged. You feel like you're being tested, Librans. I feel like some of y'all are like, why me? Why can't I catch a break? I feel like some of y'all are saying. And I feel like this card is saying that in the upright, this person does face challenges, but he perseveres. In the reverse, this is an overly stubborn person. And in the upright, speaks of a productively stubborn, which means someone's stubborn to the point where they're not going to give up, but it's productive. They don't want to give up. In the reverse, you're stubborn, but you're not moving forward. You're so stubborn that you're procrastinating. You don't have hope that anything's going to progress because you're overly cautious and you're stuck in the past here. Let me clarify some cards here. Please clarify the Empress in reverse, please. This is very interesting, Libras. You guys are stuck in the past, and part of it is due to a fear of moving forward in relationships. This is a love reading, so it's a fear of moving forward or applying yourself in relationships, really understanding the lessons of the past. And this is why the Wheel of Fortune and Temperance card is here. There's a lesson, there's a karmic balancing, a karmic cleansing. You do have free will, but I still feel like there is a higher power with the Hierophant card here. That's kind of like, for me, I feel like it's a fated event. These things are fated and these things are happening for a reason. And I feel like the Wheel of Fortune here is speaking, okay, I'll take this. I feel like, okay, I said clarify the Empress card and I got the Five of Cups in the upright. See, you're crying over, you're stuck in the past. You're over here looking at these 3 spilled cups and you're not focusing on the future here, these 2 cups here. Crying over spilled milk, stuck in the past. What I was saying about the Wheel of Fortune, I feel like this card being here is divine forces at play. There is still got free will though. You still have control of the will. Please, okay, I didn't even get to say what I was going to say. I was going to say, I wanted to clarify the Judgment card in the reverse position. And I have the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles, pages represent a message here. And I kind of feel like it's a slow message with the Pentacle card. For me, I would look at the Page of Pentacles as, because it's in the reverse position, of the same thing of the lack of faith in the situation. It could also speak to not being focused on the positive aspects of things here, and more focused on insecurities and fears, because this card here in the reverse is speaking of, for me, because of the mistrust, the mistruths, or the dishonest dealings of the past, like dealing with dishonest people, it implies that there's a lack of real satisfaction in your life because you're so fearful of really applying yourself in relationships. There's a lot of insecurity. This is an insecurity. This is fear. This is lack of faith, which I mentioned already. And I feel like it's showing up here for the Judgment, because I was about to ask for clarification for the Judgment in the reverse. I kind of feel like it's saying, don't lose faith. And it speaks to the same thing I said earlier about making rash or hasty decisions. Here, let me clarify the Star card, because the Star card is right next to the Judgment in reverse. Why is the Star card in reverse here? Can we get some clarification for the Star card in reverse? Yeah, there's a lack of faith here. And that is also preventing you from moving forward. You don't have any faith. There's no hope with the Star card in the reverse position that you're going to meet someone that's going to give you the fulfillment that you deserve and want. There's an imbalance because you're giving too much of yourself, and that lesson needs to be learned. You need to learn to require and demand reciprocity and mutuality in relationships. And you need to stop crying over the past, crying over spilled milk or what happened in the past. Here. Clarify the Star card in reverse, please, for a beautiful Libra. See, it's a Magician. You feel like you're unable to manifest the relationship you want. And here I have the Hierophant and the Empress here, which kind of supports what I was saying about taking a traditional approach to relationships. This is a marriage card, and this is also a marriage card, a marriage for me. This is someone that would embody a married woman. I know a lot of you, some of you guys are already in marriages, but I feel like you were dealing with someone that wanted to be unconventional, someone that wanted to be in and out. You dealt with someone that was maybe married and wanted to just keep you as someone on the side. Or if you were in a marriage, your partner was more focusing on work, money, furthering their education with the Hierophant, maybe furthering his spirituality, maybe focusing on a spiritual group instead of focusing on the marriage, and you wanted to take a traditional approach. You wanted to have, instead of, there's a lot of people that are in situations where they're dealing with workaholics. Here, the King of Wands would kind of imply a workaholic because he's action, he's fast movement. You wanted something more traditional where there were more of a tight emotional bond. And I feel like some of y'all are in situations where you feel lonely because your partner is always off doing something and not focusing on the marriage here. And I feel like the Magician is saying you're unable to manifest the type of relationship you want. You're either dealing with people that just want to be in situationships, or you're in a situation where your partner is focusing, his focus is elsewhere, or her focus is elsewhere. Please clarify the Seven of Wands here. Let me clarify the Seven of Wands so I can close the reading out here. Yeah, so with the Seven of Wands, there needs to be more of I have the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords energy in the reverse. This is she could be someone that is bitter. I feel like it's saying, like I was saying about this person here is stubborn. This Seven of Wands energy for me is embodying confusion, self-doubt, and not letting people take advantage. I feel like this Queen of Swords here in the reverse is not going to be the type of person to let someone take advantage of them. And you're going to start cutting out anything that no longer serves you. I sometimes read them as reverse. I sometimes read them as if they were in the upright as well. Yeah, you're not going to let someone take advantage of you, and you're now, it's speaking to the fact that you need to cut out things that no longer serve you. The reverse energy of the Queen of Wands speaks to someone that is very embittered, someone that's sorrowful, someone that has a sharp tongue, someone very sarcastic, cold, domineering. This character here is also cold, domineering, the Empress in reverse, same type of energy. And I feel like it's saying to let go of that. Don't be so bitter. Don't be so cold towards anybody romantically interested in you. See? And then the Knight of Cups falls out here because someone's going to offer you a cup. So don't be so cold. Because I feel like the Queen of Swords, she acts like she doesn't need anybody, where in fact she's lonely and she does need someone. Just like this lonely person here, just like the Judgment card speaks of loneliness. So I feel like if someone comes towards you with the offer, don't be so overly cautious here. Don't be so stuck on the past here with the Five of Cups. And don't be so harsh, so cold towards them due to the past energies. Please give us some advice for our beautiful Librans moving forward here. So someone might be coming towards you here with the Nine of Cups, with an offer. There's an offer coming towards you because it's in the future position. What is the advice that you give our Librans here as it pertains to this offer coming towards them here? Ooh, my shuffling is being